go down every Friday to help the 2nd grade with code because they have a little bit of trouble doing stuff. So we come down and help them out a lot since we're in 6th grade and we know a lot more than they do. So we'll usually come down and help them and teach them how to do code.
Well, we've been doing this Ollie thing. It's this little robot and it has an app which is connected to it. And there's a bunch of, there's different blocks. Like, for example, there's a yaw rotor, and there's simple things, and it gets really confusing. And we've created a code to make it go from the 6th grade all the way to the office.
Gateway. It's 7th and 8th grade at Milford Junior High, and myself and Josh Haney teach 2 classes. The 7th grade class is a quarter long. It's called Design and Modeling, where they use a CAD program to design things on the computer that they then get a model by using some power tools, light power tools, and also by 3D printing. So we have a 3D printer in the classroom that can also print out what it is they design on the computers. The 8th grade class is a robotics and programming class where they get to build robots and program them to do different things. This is critical for getting kids to see where they're going to use math and science in the class, or in the real world. We're applying those concepts that they learn in math and science class, and even in art class. We apply them sort of to see that, okay, this is a job that you would do in the future that would be using these types of skills that you're learning in those classes.
So we have a robotics club and we have a robotics teams at the middle school. And we also have robotics teams at the high school. So the robotics team, it's a select team that gets chosen of 8th graders, and they get to take about anywhere from 75 to 150 hours building a robot, programming. You get into much more in-depth programming than you would in the classroom. And they program the robots and they go and compete in competitions. We've competed once this year, and we had one team go to a finals against high school competition, and we had another team win the sportsmanship award. We'll be competing again in February. And we also have a robotics club. Since our teams are select and we can only have a couple of teams, we have a club where anyone that wants to do an after-school robotics builds, they can. So it starts in the summer. We have a 1-week camp where students go through an entire week of the camp, and on the Friday they have a mini competition, just like you would see in the actual competitions we went to with our robotics teams. So the club is pretty exciting for the summer, and we usually have we had 72. We had to cap it at 72 students.
STEM programs are important because it answers the important question of when am I ever going to have to use this. STEM courses allow students to apply learning, doing projects that are interesting to them. These projects are student driven by their interests, and so you match that up with appropriate content, and you have the wonderful blend of rigor and relevance. And I can make things hard and I can make things fun. It's really hard to do both at the same time, and STEM courses make that possible.
Well, right now we are designing a four-wheeler for a little boy with cerebral palsy. Yeah. We're making it to help him build muscles in his legs, so when he's riding the four-wheeler he has to stand up for it to move or else it won't move.
It's mainly a therapeutic device. It's for physical therapy while he's on the move.
In the engineering classes, more than others, you really have to understand things more, because you will learn a new formula or a new way to design something, and you really have to understand why that works, because you have to actually apply it in projects such as these.
I mean, you have to have a more fundamental understanding of what you're doing, not just kind of like number crunching or something like that, like putting in your calculator. It's a lot more. You have to know what this formula means.
You open the door to anybody who wants to give it a try.
Even though
after that, you get students in the next level and on up. We have 5 courses right now, and so by the time they get through, students know what they're choosing in engineering, why they're choosing it. They walk out of here ready for college, and they stick with it. So it's working in that sense. We have students who are now mentoring our robotics teams that went through our program. They're working in local engineering companies. That's really exciting to see.